Chapter 9. Consistency is a superpower. Most people never develop. Consistency is not glamorous, it's not exciting, it's not dramatic, but consistency is the superpower that builds everything meaningful. Not talent, not luck, not sudden bursts of motivation. Consistency. Most people don't fail because they're incapable. They fail because they stop. They quit too early. They break their own momentum. They show up one day, disappear the next, and then wonder why nothing is changing. The truth is simple. The person who shows up consistently will always beat the person who shows up perfectly. Perfect effort once a week is useless. Consistent effort every day is unstoppable. Consistency transforms your identity. It rewires your brain. It builds momentum so strong that doubt, fear, and laziness cannot stop you. Point 1. Consistency creates momentum, and momentum creates transformation. When you do something every day, even in small amounts, your brain adapts. It becomes easier. Your resistance lowers. Your identity strengthens. What once felt impossible becomes automatic. Think about reading. 1 page a day becomes a book a year. Think about fitness. 10 minutes a day becomes a transformed body in 12 months. Think about content creation. 1 post a day becomes a brand in 2 years. Small actions done daily create massive change. Not because the action is big, but because the momentum becomes unstoppable. Momentum is built through consistency. Momentum is destroyed through inconsistency. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep moving. Point 2. Inconsistency destroys identity faster than failure. Most people think failure ruins their confidence. It doesn't. Inconsistency does. Missing one day is harmless. Missing repeatedly becomes a mindset. Missing becomes normal. And when missing becomes normal, your identity collapses. Your mind begins to say, I don't follow through. I don't finish things. I don't stay committed. And once your identity becomes inconsistent, your results disappear. Consistency is not about speed. It's about identity. Every day you show up, you reinforce the identity of someone who takes their life seriously. Every day you don't, you reinforce the identity of someone who hesitates. Consistency creates belief. Inconsistency destroys it. You need to stop relying on motivation and start relying on routine. Stop relying on emotion and start relying on structure. Stop relying on feelings and start relying on identity. When consistency becomes who you are, success becomes inevitable. Most people quit not because they're failing, but because they can't tolerate slow progress. But slow progress is still progress. And slow progress compounded daily becomes unstoppable. Show up even when the results are invisible. Show up even when no one claps. Show up even when it feels pointless. Consistency compounds, always. Point 3. Consistency makes you undefeatable. When you show up daily, something powerful happens. You become harder to stop, harder to distract, harder to discourage, harder to break. Most people rely on intensity. Winners rely on consistency. Intensity burns out. Consistency compounds. The person who works for 10 minutes every day will always beat the person who works for 3 hours once in a while. The person who moves forward daily becomes unstoppable over time. Consistency makes effort automatic. It removes negotiation. It removes overthinking. It removes resistance. You don't ask, should I do it today? You just do it. This is how powerful identities are built. Not through rare moments of greatness, but through daily moments of discipline. You want a new life? Then build daily actions that support it. You want confidence? Then show up every day. You want transformation? Then stop starting over. Consistency is the real superpower, and most people never develop it because they choose comfort over commitment. But you're not most people. You're building something bigger than motivation. You're building an identity that lasts. You have mastered consistency. Now it's time to master the final piece, intentional alignment. Next chapter, live with relentless self-alignment.